Hey everybody, it's me again, Adam Chapnick with the Security Token Academy. We are here in Los Angeles at CIS 2019, and I am lucky to be joined by the Managing Director of US Capital, Mr. Alfred Ritter.
Hey, thanks.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great,
Good,
great.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, good to be here.
So tell everybody, tell me,
Sure.
What is US Capital and how did it come to be?
Well, it goes back about 20 years, and it actually started off as a equipment leasing company, and it's become a investment bank. And
Wow.
started, as I said, debt, lending money to businesses, growth stage businesses, and then we have an asset management division, which manages funds, like GPLP funds, and also has a wealth management division. And then I'm on the securities side and investment banking side, so we have that whole side as well. And that's what we are.
That's what you are.
Right.
So why would a company with that kind of pedigree end up, or I shouldn't say why, but how and why, did you end up at a place like the Crypto Invest Summit?
Well, I asked myself that just before I sat down.
How did any of us arrive here?
But no, actually, what we're really interested in, I mean, listen, I've followed blockchain for a long time, and Bitcoin, and am a buyer and investor, right? Own some crypto myself. But really, what we're mostly interested in is the development of security tokens and how that affects the traditional security industry, and especially in regards to private placements and privately held companies and funds to give liquidity to investors prior to them going public, right? They're waiting 10 years to go public, and you invest in a venture capital fund. Hopefully you'll see an exit.
Yeah, before you exit.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know the pain all
Yeah.
too well. So yeah, that's definitely the promise of the security token, or a major promise of the security token.
Yeah.
So how are you guys involved with security tokens, if at all yet?
Yeah, so we are involved. Our role primarily is as a lead underwriter, as kind of like if you think of an IPO, right? And this is an STO, right?
Yep.
And so we're the lead underwriter. So we'll go in and we'll analyze the companies, the management team, the financials, the valuation, and we'll go through the whole package. We'll put together a whole diligence, report on those companies, and we'll provide that information then to verify it, provide it to investors, and so it gives them we're a FINRA licensed firm, so it gives them kind of the good housekeeping seal of approval, right? To say that somebody actually went through this. It's not just representation by, a CEO of a company, and so there's a third party, review of it. So that's what we primarily do, and then we distribute those securities. And we're working on a couple tokenized products right now. One is a fund. It's called CityBlock Capital.
We know CityBlock.
Yeah.
Rob Nance.
Rob Nance,
Yes,
CityBlock
friend of the
Capital.
show.
And yeah, exactly. So we're raising money for him, and we we got a listing agreement with them for on SharesPost. So secondary trading is potential, right? I mean, as this works.
Right.
And then we just launched a new one. That's for a company called Metals House, and it's a $150 million capital raise for it's ostensibly inventory finance for a gold trading firm.
Huh.
So you have invested, and they use that money to buy gold.
Right.
And then every year that increases in terms of the amount of gold that's backing the token.
Right.
And by year 5, it's 100% backed, and they pay a dividend. So they pay a quarterly dividend, annual dividend of 8%, 2% per quarter.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's got income.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Nice old-fashioned clip with a new twist.
Exactly. So yeah, I like that. I like income products, especially given where we're at in the cycle, and people like income.
So you guys kind of do an old-fashioned, I hate to say that, but a traditional review of the underpinnings of an offering.
Yeah.
To sort of say the fundamentals are sound.
Yeah.
Do you have someone around that kind of figures out the technical part of an offering, if it's blockchain, if that's working and sound as well?
Yeah, so we'll work through that, and then we'll bring in experts depending on the field, right? So if it was a medical device company, we'll bring in an expert who knows something about medical devices, unless we have that internal capability.
Yeah.
And I think the same is true about digital securities or tokens, and having an audit. We'll review, the paperwork. We'll require them to provide us with the documentation related to the smart contract and how that matches up to the actual analog contract that kind of underpins it. And we'll work with auditing firms to do that as well.
Got it. And so what do you think in the future? Are you guys looking to see STOs become a predominant part of your portfolio, or is it just something that if the fundamentals are there and it happens to be offering digitally, then fine, and if not, also fine?
I think we'll continue to do both, and certainly in the short term, in a lot of issuers, we're doing an analog and a digital version. The analog can convert into the digital version because there's some institutional buyers that just aren't going to buy a digital security right now. They're just not ready for it, the custody, all the issues there. So, but in the future, we see more and more. I mean, I equate it to like, I think somebody used this the other day, but I've been using it before them. But you used to make a mixtape, right? It was kind of analog, right?
Yes.
And then it went digital, or electronic, and you have a CD, and you can burn it, right? And now you can send an MP whatever we're at this point to somebody, or a playlist, right? So I see securities going very much the same way, and I will think one day all securities will be digital.
Yeah, actually, that's a great analogy, because if you use that analogy, it's just the song is either good or not, and so you need to like the song. It really kind of doesn't matter if you hear it on the tape or the CD or the MP3.
Marginally.
Right,
well, as I say, a good deal is a good deal is a good deal.
Right,
and
that's
so
what
if
I
it's
mean.
not a good deal, then and I don't care how you package it, whether it's digital or it's a paper certificate. That's if it's not a good deal, it's just plain not a good deal.
Amen.
And shouldn't invest in it. And so I see it very much the same, right? And the cool thing is just the liquidity potential, right? As this trading develops, and I call it a potential. It's not a foregone conclusion, right? There's plenty of publicly traded companies on pink sheets and over the counter that don't trade, not a lot of liquidity.
That's
so it's not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. Now, what you said was interesting, though. Do you about the sort of the dual offering? Do you think that's a model that's a good sort of bridge from here to when we have actual volume?
I think it's a model until the institutional investors feel comfortable putting their money in. So if you're 100% not going institutional, right, and it's all going to be family office, high net worth individuals, and you're going to be selling to that market, then maybe you don't need the paper product as well. But I think it's a stopgap for right now until the institutionals really get on board. And I think offering both is a reasonable approach to that, and we've counsel most of our clients to do so, unless it's clear that it's going to just go to high net worth individuals and more individual investors who are interested in buying a token, right, and are good with that. So
interesting. It makes perfect sense to me, at least. Okay, U.S. Capital, the next 6 to 9 months, the remainder of 2019, what can we expect from you guys?
I would expect that we'll have more offerings, right, coming to market. We should be announcing some closings on these deals, right, and raising a couple $100 million, hopefully, for our different issuers. And I think, and then those will then be positioned to start trading. Obviously, we're doing. Most of the deals we're doing are Reg D, Reg S, so internationally they could start trading after 40 days. So as long as they're not coming back here. So I would expect that we have relationships with a lot of the different trading platforms, and the tokens that we originate and that we distribute will then start trading in the secondary market.
Terrific. Well, thanks for sharing with us all about what you guys do.
Glad
You'll have
to be
come back, Alfred.
All right, absolutely.